Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of December 17th, a patch day. Before we get started, we must thank our Patreon subscribers. We have Mario Casillas, Rhett Rocks, Nick Rada, and Peter Burnham. Thank you guys so much for the support. And now, let's hop in and talk about what's going on today, which again is a patch day, the Siren Isle. Let's talk about some other things before talking a little bit about the Siren Isle. This week we have Timewalking, of course. We still are going on Timewalking every week. And we have Cataclysm Timewalking actually going on this particular week. We have PvP Brawl Temple of Hot Mogo. We, like I said, do have the anniversary event still going on. If you want to go do that stuff, you can obviously still go do it. Maybe you are just coming back. Maybe you're have some time to play because it's Christmas. You're like, hey, there's an anniversary event going on. All that kind of thing. We also have Feast of Wintervale. So on Thursday, Feast of Wintervale begins. Obviously, I think you can't open your presents until the Christmas Day or Christmas Eve or something like that in game. Obviously, this is based on the Christmas event, whether you celebrate or not. That's kind of what this is based on, Feast of Wintervale. And you can kind of tell that by the Christmas tree and the people dressed in Santa suits, for example. But yeah, so this supposedly got some stuff added to it. I think they might have used the words revamped or whatever. So I'll be checking this out. I will, as always, if they do a big update to these holidays, I always like to do a video on it because I think it's interesting. I like some of the flavor and stuff that comes with it, and especially some of the, even like the mounts or the toys and stuff that they put in for the holidays, especially the bigger holidays, I think can be pretty interesting and pretty cool to do. So if it is interesting and cool and updated, then I will do a video saying, hey, this is the new stuff. Yeah. So before we get into Siren Isle as well, we did have the solving of the Felcycle. So the Felcycle has been solved, as you can see me on it here. Kind of had a feeling it might get solved. So yeah, so I have the video up for that. I have every video if you want to go through it. This is a secret finding lovers mount, okay? It doesn't fly or do anything else yet. There is a hint that it might do some other things. I think, I have a theory, this mount is going to be able to teleport you to different expansions and things like that. So I think it might be like a free teleport or something at some point. That's just a theory. That's just kind of what I think about it. But if you want to go through it, it is hard. And I mentioned in all the videos, I go, this step's very hard. You know, I get if you want to quit kind of thing. These steps are not for people who don't have a ton of input in the game, like a ton of time played, a ton of collecting, a ton of everything, right? So a ton of time to do the secret itself. So I totally get that, but it's really cool. This was a very good secret. I'm waiting for the developer who was kind of giving hints here and there in the secret finding Discord. He's going to write, he or she is going to write a post-mortem, they keep calling it, but like basically saying what they liked, what they think they did good, what they think they did bad. After that's written, I'm going to do a video basically giving feedback on the secret. I want to see what they think first before I do that. And I want more people like that maybe would watch my channel normally, like people who play Ret Paladin, right? I want them to be able to do the Felcycle secret. And a lot of people don't have all the collected stuff. There was, like, I was lucky. I had just enough pets to do the pet battle thing. I had most of the stuff for the collections at the altars. Like, I had just barely enough stuff, like, to do it myself, or I would have had to go get like one or two items if nobody else was there to help or whatever, total. But I barely had enough, and I play a ton, and I like collecting stuff. And so, you know, I wish it was a little bit more open to all the players, but that's the kind of feedback I'm probably going to give on that. So we had that solved. Also, for me personally, moved on to Queen Anserac Mythic last week as well. Got some good phase 1 progress there. Even got to the web break intermission a few times to kind of see that as well. So that was really cool as well. It was a big week for me personally. Get the Felcycle, move on to Mythic Queen Anserac. Kind of a lot going on there for me. And so that was really, really cool as well. Also had my youngest son's birthday as well this week. So it was quite a busy week for me, and a very fun and good week for me. So now let's move on and kind of finish off the video talking about the Siren Isle. So what's Siren Isle? If you've been taking a break from the game or whatever, Siren Isle is basically an island. It's going to be very similar to Forbidden Reach. So if you played in Dragonflight at the same patch cadence, we got this island called the Forbidden Reach. And it had all kinds of little stuff to do. It was basically a rare farm, which is not what the new island's going to be. I'm sure it has tons of rares, but it's not quite the same thing as like where you just go kill the rares constantly and farm them. It's not like that, quite like that. But it is, it's a similar thing where it's this mini island. You go do the mini stuff, the mini events, the mini whatever. But of course, the highlight of it is this ring that you're going to get. I tried to test the ring on the PTR. The item to upgrade the ring doesn't work. I will trust, well, I'm not going to trust it actually, but I will repeat what people who have tested the ring say about it. And they basically say that the ring is not that great compared to your current eye level. So if you look at my rings, for example, a 639, I would have to have my ring fully upgraded to be like similar to this. And then I have this Queen Anserac ring on Heroic. It's only 626. I would imagine that if the ring in its current power would probably not be more strong than that either. However, I'm not positive on that. I would have to know that they upgraded their ring somehow. I couldn't figure out how to upgrade it. The item did not work. I tried multiple times. I would have to know that they upgraded theirs to 639 first, because the scaling could work differently. Like as you scale up the ring, the gems could do more power, for example. So I would have to know that they did upgrade the ring fully and that they tested it at full power and it still wasn't very good. But as of now, the ring is not that great. It would be very good for your alt, of course, because it'd be a free 639 ring. It does take time, a time investment. I believe it's time gated even. But you get this ring and it'll be very powerful for an alt or something. But if you're 637 item level like I am, then the ring might not be that powerful, at least based on the people who said that they have tested it, based on Wowhead, based on things like that. I couldn't test it for myself. I like, when it comes to this kind of stuff, this min-maxing stuff, I like to test things myself because occasionally people do get it wrong. And, if I have counter data to that, then I'm probably going to at least think that be suspicious that I'm correct. And a lot of times I am. And so I wasn't able to test it at an eye level that felt suitable, but this ring is coming out, right? This ring could also be buffed. Let's say it is weak. The ring could be buffed and all of a sudden it's really strong and you're going to want to go get this ring. So that's kind of like the highlight of it. We also had a ring in Forbidden Reach. This is kind of like a redo of that patch, right? It's a 0.7 patch. There's stuff to do. There's achievements on the island. There's all this kind of stuff to do, right? There's mounts. I believe there's a ship mount. Let's go to the shop, something I never use. I don't even know where it's at because I don't use the shop. No. How do I don't even know. I don't know how to use the shop. I'm not going to lie, guys. I've never bought something out of this like this. Wow, token mounts. Okay. I found it. There's a ship that looks a lot like, there should be a ship in here, I believe. Okay. Did they take it off the store because now you can get it as a mount? And I don't see it, but whatever ship used to be on the store, you can now get for from this island, I believe. I believe that's the case. There's like a flying, there's like a purple bird or something. There's a ship, and then there's another mount too. I can't even remember what the third one is, but there's mounts to do there as well. So there is stuff to do if you're kind of just like, oh, I want to do some World of Warcraft stuff around the holidays, whatever, a little bored, whatever the case may be. There is stuff to do there. It doesn't appear to be anything like major as far as a patch goes. Especially with the ring not being super powerful. For people like me, the biggest thing would be like, oh, this ring increases my power by 5%. And so that's going to make this Queen Anserac prog even easier for me, right? But if that's not the case, then for me, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But of course, I will do the minimum stuff. I will probably get the mounts and everything like that. So that's Siren's Isle. Nothing to be too excited about or hyped for. But if you are kind of like a high-end player, maybe just keep paying attention and be like, are they going to buff the ring? Do I need to come back and get this ring? Maybe just keep an eye on that. But other than that, if you're not if you're kind of enjoying other stuff right now, it's not like a patch you have to come back for in that way. Unless, of course, like I said, if they buff the ring and you're like a min-max player, you might want to come back and get the ring. So I'm pretty excited for this week. Like I said, Christmas event, Siren Isle, patch days are always fun, at least for me. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this week after having a very good previous week. So, as always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel because that helps me out a lot. If you've already subscribed, I encourage you to check out the Patreon. And other than that, everybody have a good one.